Okay, I think it's on. Uh, okay, I think it's on. Yes, okay, I can see the microphone going. And okay, I think that's all I need. Okay, so welcome. I apologize. Hold on. I apologize for the picture quality is not that great because it's off of my laptop because let's see, I don't have enough subscribers for YouTube to allow me to live stream from my phone, which has a better camera. So in better quality, but it doesn't let me go live because I don't know how many I'm supposed to have, but I do not have enough. So, okay, here we are. Yay. Okay, so it is going awesome. And it is time. So, I did not hear any requests. So, we're just going to go for it. And I was trying to like set it up so you can see my lovely wood burning stove behind me. But you can kind of see that it's going, but I'm going to like cover it with myself. But yeah, it's a nice cozy room right now. So, okay, we are going to start. So let's, as usual, just have a seat in whichever comfy way that you can see it. And we are going to start with few deep breaths. So let's inhale those arms up, all the way up, and then slowly exhaling them down. Good. And we're going to do this a few times. Inhale up and exhaling down. So taking just a couple of moments to set yourself up, kind of transition from your day to a more quiet space. And also, since we are actually at home and not in a whole separate space, it can be more challenging to kind of transition and not get too annoyed by the rest of life that's happening around you. So, coming up with a little bit more of a mental shift of like, okay, I'm going to let all the things happening around me just kind of go and fade into background unless they need my immediate attention, which hopefully not. And I'm just going to focus on what I'm doing and I'm going to let other stuff go. So we're going to do just one more nice big breath. And then we are going to turn to the right. See, this is screwing me up with the camera. And we're going to do that a few times. So we're going to inhale, and this time you can look up and really stretch your back. And then exhale and twist to the other side. And let's do that a few times. Inhale, look up. You can even like lean back a little bit, do a little bit more of a back bend, and exhale and twist. And it's always a good one for me because I just have so much tension in the upper back that anytime I do this, it's like, oh, that's a good stretch. Even though it seems like it's not much, but okay, we'll do one more to each side, whichever side it is. Good. And then last one. Good. And now we're going to come back to center. Inhaling, opening the arms out to the sides. Exhaling, leaning over. And we'll do that a few times. So inhale, don't forget to pause here in the middle and open the chest. And then exhale and leaning over. Good. So a couple more times, just stretching the sides and also kind of reinforcing moving with the breath. So we inhale in the center, exhale, and we're reaching over. So it's a little bit more organized movement and breathing together. Helps to deepen it a little bit. And then last one. Good. Now we're gonna just inhale again, arms up, look up, and then next you exhale, bringing the hands down, gonna walk them away from you, letting your head relax down, taking a few breaths. So just letting yourself hang down for a few breaths, trying to breathe into your upper back, right between the shoulder blades. And we're gonna inhale and come on up again, taking our feet out. Good. And we're just gonna lower them from side to side. So step your feet nice and wide apart and then lowering the knees from side to side a few times. Inhale to center, exhaling over to one side, trying to touch both knees to the ground. And next time your knees go over to the right, we're gonna pause there. So I'm just gonna turn a little bit. Go. Okay, so we're gonna have our knees to the right, and you're gonna turn your chest so that it's gonna be right over that right knee. We're gonna have hands on either side, and you're just gonna inhale and look up, and then exhale, coming over that knee towards the ground. And a few times, rock yourself back, inhale and look up, and then exhale, we're gonna come over that leg. So it's a little pigeon pose warm up. So it's very similar, stretching the hip here, which is kind of funny. If you don't have anything going on in your hip, you're probably not going to feel this much. We're gonna do one more. Look up, and then again, exhaling, coming over the leg, all the way down. You can bring your hands forward, make fists, so you can rest your forehead down on your hands. If you cannot reach, you can also come up onto your elbows, hold your face like this, just so that you can have your head supported and not just hanging down. And when you're doing this, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to have your chest and your torso face down towards the ground, stretching the right hip. And taking another deep breath. And we're gonna inhale, come on up. So push yourself up, bring your knees up, over to the left. And the same thing. So we're gonna sit down. And you're gonna see too, your bum is probably gonna be up in the air there on the, let's see, right side. So you're trying to kind of sit yourself back down so that you're sitting completely, but that might not happen. And if you bring your right foot closer to you, it usually makes it a little easier. If you bring it farther away, you will feel more of a stretch here, which might feel uncomfortable. So you're gonna have to find, the spot that works well for you. Again, we're gonna turn so the chest is over that left knee, hands on either side. Look up as you inhale, and then exhale and coming all the way over. And we're gonna do that a few times. Inhale and look up, exhaling over the leg. Few deep breaths. And let's do one more. Inhale, rock yourself back, look up. And then as you exhale, we're going to come all the way down. So bring your hands forward. Turn again so that your belly faces down towards the ground, your chest faces down the ground. And relaxing your head down into your hands. Taking a few breaths. You can also use a block if you have it handy. You can put your forehead on the block. So again, just trying to find somewhere where you're feeling comfortable and you don't feel too smushed, so that you're still able to breathe and not like your stomach is about to come out. And another deep breath, trying to breathe in all the way into the belly. And then exhale, relax. And then we're going to push ourselves back up. Good. Get your legs out, and we're going to do a few more warm-ups. So hold on to your knees. We're going to inhale, bringing the chest forward. Exhale, rounding your back. Tuck chin in. And again, inhale, bringing the chest forward, elbows back. Exhale, and you're going to round your back. So doing that a few times. It's like a seated cat-cow stretch. So you're moving your spine. Good. And now we're going to bring the hands together and do the same thing. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale, rounding the back. So a few times doing that. And this moves the stretch into a slightly different spot in your back. So just trying this out a little bit. And you definitely can be more energetic if you feel like you have a lot of energy, or if you'd like to have more energy, you can go faster, but we're going to do the next one faster. So we're going to come back to center. Good. And now just hands on your knees, and we're going to use our shoulders. So important to just keep looking forward for this one. Don't turn your head. We're going to lift those shoulders all the way up to your ears, and exhale and drop them. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale all the way up, exhale and drop. Good. And so just going like this. And again, it's important, especially if you have tension in your neck, to just look forward. Don't move your head side to side. Good. And this one, you can go faster, up and down and up and down, if you can relax when you exhale. Okay. So exhale, relax, drop your shoulders. And if you're stuffy, you're going to sound like a little train. Good. And again, we're going to inhale. Just squeeze those shoulders all the way up to your ears. Hold your breath for just a little bit. Build a little bit of tension. And exhale, relax. Good. Now we're going to shake off those arms. You can roll the shoulders a little bit. Up and down. Good. From this, I feel like we did it last week. I think we did. But we can use the blocks if you feel your arms are a little short. And you're going to have a couple of options to do. So it's going to be for your shoulders. And you're going to feel it on your wrists. So we're going to have our hands facing forward. Remember this one? We're going to, let's see now if I can do it. We're going to push yourself, your bum up. If your wrists are bothering you, you can be on your knuckles, and that might be a little bit easier. And so you just lift yourself up off the floor and then push yourself, let yourself come down, okay? So you lift up and then down. If you're like, there's no way, I don't have enough space, I know my arms are not quite reaching, you can use the blocks. Put the blocks down, and then like, oh, there's so much more space, right? So you can find, which way works. But here's what we're going to do for just a little bit, and only do it if you don't have any issues with your spine, right? If you're having any kind of compressed vertebra, don't do the next part. You can just continue to do like lift and lower, and lift and lower. Now, if you don't have issues with your vertebra, you will drop yourself. So you're gonna lift and then you're gonna drop. So that actually is supposed to activate like your spinal fluid because you are like dropping yourself on the bottom of your spine. So again, if you had any kind of like tailbone you broke at some point, don't drop yourself. Just gently lower. You're still gonna work your arms, but if you're okay, it's supposed to like wake up your body because you're giving a little jolt to your nervous system, to your like lymphatic system. Okay, we're not gonna do it too many times, but this is kind of fun. And you're supposed to like bounce. Okay, and last one. Good. So shake off your wrists. We're gonna let that fun part go for a moment. And I think we are going to lift up from this. So you can cross your legs if you can, push yourself up and come up, or you can just come to table, whichever way works, okay? I'm gonna come back this way. So just do a couple of cat-cows. We're just going to inhale and arch your back, exhale and round. Just a couple of times. Just gonna get used to being now in a slightly different position with our bodies. Good, we're gonna do one more. And rounding your back. Good, and now we're gonna come back to table and we're going to do some stuff for the hips. Now, if you get tired staying on your hands, again, just come on up onto your knuckles. Okay, we're gonna try to kind of alternate so we don't spend too much time, but just so you know. Now I'm gonna start with the left leg because that's the ones that I have closer to the camera, but you can do whatever. So we're gonna do circles. So you're gonna bring that left knee in and then out to the side, back and back in. Okay, so we are just going to do this big circles. And you're trying to breathe. It's kind of hard after all that bouncing. So, but taking a few breaths, you are going to start feeling tired. And that you are actually like really working your leg and your hip. We're going to change the direction of the circle. I think we haven't done this in a while, so we're just gonna go more of like warm up versus working really hard. So we'll see. Good, last one. And then you're gonna pause for just a moment. You're gonna take the leg out to the side and you're gonna pause. You can flex your foot, right? So that your leg is a little bit more active, not just hanging. Take another breath. And we're gonna stretch the leg just straight behind you. Straight. And then cross it over to the right. And we're gonna pause. You're gonna look over your right shoulder. So your foot's down, your toes are down on the floor. You're just stretching and giving yourself a little break. Good, and we're gonna come back. Knees together, and we're just gonna pause. So sit back on your heels. If you cannot sit, you can stand. But we're just gonna give it a little break. Go this way. Good, shake off your wrists from all that work. Good. I think we're gonna give it a little bit more of a break. So let's see. I need a camera with like whatever other adjustment. Okay, so we are going to come up onto our knees. Okay, so come up to your knees. Good. And we're just gonna hold on to the tailbone, right? So your hands are just above your bum, under that lower back. And you're gonna lift yourself up and then come over and try to look up towards the ceiling. And taking a few breaths. So doing a little bit of a back bend, just nice and gentle. Your hands are supporting you so you don't go too far. Thinking about lengthening yourself up and over. Good. Then we're gonna look forward first. Then you're gonna sit back and come down into child pose. Taking a few breaths, letting yourself relax. Good. From here, we're going to come up and we're going to do the other side. So, coming back to table, and it's going to be the right hip now that we are working. So, bringing that right knee in, out to the side and back. Okay, so nice big circle all the way around. So, doing that a few times. Good, and changing the direction of the circle, doing that a few times. Again, trying to breathe through this. Good, and we're just going to take that leg out to the side and again flex your foot. Somehow it helps it stay up. You know that I think it's from psychology, right? If you visualize that you have a balloon, like a helium balloon attached to your limb, holding you up, makes it easier. You are welcome to visualize that. So a couple more breaths. Good, and we're gonna just stretch the leg behind you, cross it over to the left, toes down, and then look over your left shoulder at your foot. Take a few breaths. Now just relaxing and stretching. Good, and we're gonna bring that knee back in, and we're gonna come to puppy stretch. So not quite the child stretch. We're going to have the knees still close together. You're gonna lift your bum up and then slide your hands over, putting your forehead down on the floor. So it should feel like all your weight is in your lower body. Which reminds me, I was watching, so you do it. I was watching videos about what like movements that women can do that men cannot, and of course it has to do with a different center of gravity. So there was one, and you might have seen it, I don't know, my Facebook may be funny, where they have, so they're on the floor, guy and a girl, right, a couple, and they'll have like a one of those like whipped cream pies or whatever, something on a plate under their face, right? So they'll come down on the floor like this, or something similar, kind of like in a child pose, right? And then the woman will put both arms back and she doesn't tip over. But when the man does it, they'll tip over right into the plate because the chest, right, is so much heavier for men than for women. Like the center of gravity is different. So when we are doing this stretch, which is an awesome stretch, you should feel like your weight is in the lower half of your body. So if it feels like you're tipping forward, which for me I would have to come forward a lot, that means you have to bring your hips back. So I'm assuming for men they probably need to be slightly farther back than women, but you should feel like your weight is in your lower body and not like all in your forehead. Like your forehead is just on the floor. So finding a good spot for that, you should feel a nice stretch in your upper back, your upper arms, and taking a few breaths. Good. And we're going to lift up. Okay, and let's counter stretch a little bit. So we're going to slide those shoulders down and see if you can interlace your fingers at your back. Now, we're trying to just have the arms straight. So I'm having trouble because I am kind of feeling pretty tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm having trouble feeling what I want to feel in my upper back and shoulders. So I'm going to use a strap for this so that instead of interlacing my fingers and feeling like my shoulders are still rounding forward, turn this way, right? So we're trying not to have the shoulder round forward. So we can bring the arms back and then the shoulder rounds. That's not quite right. So I'm going to use the strap so I can give myself a little bit more space. I'll hold it nice and wide. And then when I bring the shoulders back, oh, now I'm actually feeling it, that the shoulder is coming back. And it's okay that my hands are not close together. I'm just looking for the arms to be straight. The shoulder blades are coming close together. And it's still a really nice stretch. So sometimes we try to do too much, but it's okay to use little props. And if you don't have a like the yoga belt at home, towel, like a kitchen towel, works well because they're usually like skinnier and not as fluffy as bathroom towels, like hand towels. So kitchen towel works well, regular belt, or a tie, like a man tie, that works fine. So from here, if you have your hands together or if you're using a strap, either way, you just want to feel like your shoulder blades are coming together. See if you can move your hands away from your hips. Again, important not to look side to side when you're doing this because we don't want to pull anything. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes just looking in the wrong spot and then it's like, oh, great, now I got a kink in my neck. And then we got to stretch and do more work. So, okay. One more breath. Oh, arms up, up, up. And, oh, relax. Whew. Okay, and now we are going to just hug the shoulders around the back. Oh, round, round, round. Tug the chin in. Take a couple of breaths. Perfect. Whew. We're going to let that go. We're going to try and stand up. I'm going to have to fidget with the camera, but we will stand up. So let's bring the arms forward. Let's lift into down dog. And just walk the heels in place a few times. Yep. Perfect. Just walking those heels, stretching the backs of the legs, heel back. And then taking little steps, and we're going to come all the way forward. Hang down. Yep, hang down towards the floor. Good. Again, stretching those hamstrings, letting the torso hang. You can hold on to your elbows here. We're just going to sway a little bit from side to side. You can shake your head here, yes and no. That one should be okay. And then we're going to come and sit into our little chair. So you can put your forearms now onto your legs. Sit back into a little chair. And you can use your arms for support. So you can just stay like this. If you'd like, you can also bring your arms forward. Whatever works today. Trying not to have too much tension on your shoulders. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One more breath. And we're going to again lift the bum up, hang down, stretch those hamstrings, sway a little bit from side to side, and then soft knees, roll the spine all the way up. Yep. Exhale the shoulders down. Good. Excellent. There you go. Perfect. Okay, let's take a nice big breath in. Look up and exhaling the hands together in front of the heart and pausing. Taking a couple of breaths. Getting used to being upright. Good. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. Okay, so from here we are going to, let's see, move a little bit, probably a little quicker. So let's come up to the front of your space. And I can't see mine, but I'm gonna imagine. You know what I'm doing, right? So come up to the front, line up your feet under the hips. Let's take a nice big breath in, look up. Exhale, diving down. Inhale to straight back, look forward. And then softening those knees, right leg steps back, and we're gonna lift right away, the warrior one. Good, okay, so you can have the hands on hips. You can lift the arms up, whatever works. And you can change from side to side too. If your shoulders right now are like, okay, I think I can do it, and then the next time they're like, that's okay. So we're gonna take just nice breaths in. Exhale, bend the left knee more. Then push yourself up and open to warrior two. Okay, so now your right heel is down on the floor. Left knee is still forward. Left arm is forward. Good. Check out your arms parallel to the floor. And we're going to take a couple of breaths this way. Not too many. And so here again, we're going to take a nice inhale. Exhale, bend that left knee. And then push yourself up and just straighten the legs. Relax the arms. Whew, shake off the shoulders. Okay. From here, we are going to do a triangle. So if you have your block, you might want to have it like nearby if you'd like. And let's see. If your legs are really wide apart, you might need to step them a little bit closer to kind of feel more control over your legs and turning your hips to face forward. Okay, forward on your space. Taking that left arm, slide yourself forward. Okay, sliding over. So you should feel a stretch in that left hamstring. We're gonna pause here. So looking over your left fingertips. The left knee is soft, so don't lock your knee. Pull the belly button in. And so then from here, we can take the hand down to your shin. You can use the block. Taking a few breaths. So just stretching, we're not really doing a full triangle. You're just giving yourself a nice stretch on that left hamstring, which is the triangle legs. So then from here, if your legs have not fallen off yet, you're going to keep your hips where they are, and you're going to turn your torso to the right, and then you can take your right arm up towards the ceiling. And taking a few breaths there. And if your shoulder is bothering you, you can have the hand down behind your lower back. And just kind of work on your shoulder movement. Okay, from here, we're going to take that right arm. You're going to bring it down towards the floor, bend the left knee, and we're going to step back into down dog. Taking that left leg back, coming to down dog. And again, you can walk the heels a little bit, stretch that upper back. Good. So, strong arms. You want to spread your fingers nice and wide because you're going to be putting weight on your hands a little bit more. So we're going to come forward to a plank. See if you need to adjust a little bit your hand and feet position. And then we're gonna go back to down dog. We're gonna do that a couple of times. Inhale, coming forward to a plank. Exhaling back to down dog. So let's just do 2 more, okay? Good. And last one. Perfect. And now we're going to take our right foot and step it forward. So you might take a little bit of time to get there. We are going to lift all the way up into warrior one. So your legs don't have to be like super far apart. And again, we're going to check. Do you want to have your hands now on your hips? Would you still like them up? You can also place them behind your lower back too. So just taking a couple of breaths. Looking forward, shoulders are relaxed. Okay, we're going to take another inhale. And then as you exhale, bend that right knee more. And then push up. And we're going to open to warrior two. So the left heel is down on the floor. Right knee forward, right hand forward. Taking a few breaths. And again, you bend your right knee. Taking a few breaths. Check that your arms are parallel to the floor. So the back arm sometimes likes to go down. Lift it up. Parallel to the floor. Strong arms. Imagine you are reaching something in front of you and something behind you. And again, we're going to take a nice inhale. As you exhale, bend that right knee. And then push yourself up. Ooh, both legs straight. Relax the arms. Ooh. Okay. Shake off the arms a little bit. Oh. We're going to come to triangle again. So hands on hips. You're going to turn the hips to face forward. So again, if you are turning and you're like, oh, my legs are too far, you can step them a little closer together, which I have to do that. So turning the hips forward. So we're going to take that right arm, both legs are straight, and you're going to reach forward. Oops. And just pause. So you can look forward, that's okay. You can also look down. That doesn't really matter that much. We are just working on our core strengths. So you're pulling your belly button in. Both legs are straight. Couple of breaths. Good, then we're going to take that right hand on your shin. You can put it on a block. Pause here. So again, we're not opening up yet. You're just stretching your legs. So see if you need to turn your hips again to face down more evenly, right? So that you're not opening to the left. Your hips are trying to face forward and down. So you're not opening your hips. And that will give you more of a stretch in your right leg, right hamstring, and right hip. And then from here, we're going to try and open up the torso. So your hips try to stay where they are, and you're just turning the chest to the left. And then you can take your left arm up, or again, you can keep it at your hip or your lower back. Taking a few breaths. Good, one more breath here. And we're gonna take that left arm down, bend that right knee, and we're gonna come down on the floor. So you're gonna bring your legs back, and you're gonna lie down on your belly. So I'll grab my camera again. Oh, fun times. Okay. So we're going to lie down all the way on the floor. Give yourself a little break. That was a lot of work. So you can just put your forehead down, you can bend your knees, and just windshield wipers of legs from side to side. Giving yourself a little break. Good. And we're going to put those legs down. And let's see. We are going to do a couple of cobras here and then that a little bit. So bringing your hands towards your waist. So it should be at the bottom of your rib cage. Okay, fingers nice and wide. We're going to push down so your elbows go straight back. Okay, don't let them open up. Straight back. Inhale and lift, keeping the belly down. And exhale and lower. So we're going to do a few of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale and down. So you should feel your arms working. And how high you're going to go up really depends on the flexibility of your back. You might lift just a little bit. You don't want to overdo it because you don't want to have a back pain tomorrow. So you can keep going up and down as you breathe, or you can also lift yourself up, and then you can test how much your arms are holding you up and how much it's your back muscles. You can lift the hands off the floor and see if you can still breathe when you're doing this. This is where eating dinner before class is not helpful. Good. And we're going to release down. So let yourself relax again. Bring the arms forward. Put your head down. Bend your knees. Windshield wipers the legs. Good. Now from here, we are going to make our way back onto our backs, okay? So we are going to lift up though through doing an up dog. If your back is gonna let you. If you were doing cobra and you couldn't lift very high and it was feeling sore, then don't do it and you're just gonna roll over and lie down on your back and catch up. And if your back was okay, all you're gonna do, you're gonna bring your hands under your shoulders. You're gonna push all the way up, straight arms. You're gonna hang out here for a moment. See if you can look forward and see if you can feel yourself stretch your back, not just at the lower back, but that you're trying to kind of bend the spine everywhere, and then maybe look a little bit more towards the ceiling while not letting your shoulders raise up towards your ears. You're gonna take a breath. And then if you are doing the up dog, you're gonna bend the knees, bring your hips back for just a moment in the child. Give yourself a nice stretch. And then you're gonna make your way onto your back. So without being too fancy, we're just gonna go down. So bring your legs forward. And we're gonna roll back. You can hug your knees. Hug your knees into the chest. You can roll a little bit from side to side. You can do a few circles here. We're going to be slowing down. But again, doing a few circles. Those usually feel pretty good. Good. Okay. Now, of course, we're not going to be just resting completely right away because that wouldn't be right. So we are going to work a little bit on our core. So we're going to bring the hands under the hips, palms down, just to support your lower back. Gonna work your thumbs under your bum. And we're gonna lift the legs up. Okay, and we're gonna try and keep the legs up. They don't have to be straight. You can keep your knees bent, whatever works. Maybe a little farther away, whatever. They can be just kind of comfortable above you. And we're gonna alternate the legs. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, lower the right leg down. Yep, hit the couch. And then lift back up. And then the left. Down and up. And then the other side. Down and up. And so we're just going to do a few of this. Okay. And just kind of see how that's going with the legs. If it feels challenging, then you want to continue with the legs. And you can take breaks too, right? If you're like, okay, I got it, I can do more, then let's just come back to the center so that I don't mess up. We're going to keep the legs up and we're going to do the crisscross, right, from the body. So let's see, the right leg, I'm going to lift the arms up too. So the right leg and the left arm are going to go down. And this is like a coordination challenge. And then the other side, right? So the arm's going to lower behind your head and the leg towards the floor. And we're going to do a few of this. Remember to still breathe. And I think figure out yourself which way you want to breathe on this. But somewhere there should be breathing happening. So this is a good one. I feel like we should do this a little more often. I am feeling this. We're going to do one more on each side, but you can obviously take a break, right? And you can do just the legs. The last one. Woo, okay, we're going to hug the knees in. Okay. And just roll a little bit from side to side. Now we really are going to take a break. So hugging that right knee into the chest, stretch the left leg out on the floor. You don't have to do anything on this. So just hug that right knee in. Ooh, take a few breaths. You're trying to breathe into the belly. Inhale, nice big inhale into the belly. And then as you exhale, trying to let the body relax and settle down. And let go of any tension. And letting go of any tension you don't need. So as we are doing this, your left leg does not have to do anything. It can be completely relaxed. So try and relax it with each exhale, just letting that left leg relax. And then the right leg. The whole leg probably cannot quite relax, but your right foot and your right ankle, that doesn't have to do anything. Maybe that can relax. And then your arms. Maybe it's just your hands, like your fingers, your forearms are working to keep the leg in place. Maybe your shoulders can relax a little bit. Maybe your face can relax because your face doesn't have to do anything. So just letting yourself relax. And then from here, we're going to take a twist. Now, for the twist, if you are, having some back issues, you can bend both knees, lower them to the left. Yep, just plop, and then open that right arm out to the side. And that is considered more gentle, okay? And if you want a little bit more intense, is that you keep your left leg straight on the floor, bring the right knee over, and keeping that or right arm out to the side. So you can find which one works for you the best. They might be intense in different ways and for different bodies and even different sides of the body and different days and all that good stuff. So see what you can do that's more relaxing today. And just taking a couple of breaths to, again, with the intention that as you are exhaling, you are letting the body relax. Letting go of tension. Okay, we are going to switch sides. So bringing the right leg back or both knees back. We're going to stretch the legs out on the floor, and now you're going to hug the left knee into the side of the body. So hugging that left knee in nice and tight, taking a few breaths into your belly as you exhale, trying to relax. And again, letting that right leg relax, letting the left foot relax, letting go of any tensions you don't need that are not helping you right now. And that totally works for just like everyday life. You know, there's so much going on. So even as I say that, there's so much going on. If you find that your mind is like, oh yeah, and this, and this, and this, and this. Like, okay, do you need this tension? Can you pull yourself back? What is happening right now? Right now, nothing is happening. You are on the floor, hugging that left knee into the body, exhaling and relaxing. So pulling yourself back to what is happening right now to you in your body. Creating the ability to let stuff go. And we're going to come to the twist. So again, you can hug both knees into the chest and then just lower them to the right for a more gentle version, or you can just from the same position, you can cross that left leg over to the right and open the left arm out on the floor and take a few breaths here. Letting your left shoulder relax. That could be a pretty nice stretch on the shoulder. So if you're feeling a nice stretch in the shoulder, if it feels sharp, okay, like there is a sharp stabbing pain, that is too much, okay? That is too much. And you can bring that left arm closer to your body. So if you bring it closer, it will not be as intense. So you can find a good spot where you feel like you're still stretching, but there's no stabbing pain. We don't like that kind. But like a gentle pulling pain. That one's okay. If you can relax into it, if you can breathe into it. So taking a few breaths, letting yourself relax. Okay, and from here again, we're gonna come back to center. And just for a moment, we're gonna hug those knees into the chest. Good. If you're not feeling settled yet, and the mind is still a little bit on the busy side of it, you can lift your legs up and just kind of hold on behind the legs and take a few breaths. It's kind of like simulating the legs up the wall pose, which is a relaxing pose. This is a little bit more active, but you will try to breathe into the belly, into the lower belly. But if you are like, I'm not doing anything else, then you're very welcome to just come lie down in our final resting pose. I'm going to do that too. So we're going to hug the knees first, stretch the legs out on the floor, and you're going to give yourself a little bit of a wiggle because you want to have your lower back relaxed. So your tailbone fairly flat on the floor. You can open your feet a little bit wider to help that to happen. Couch is in the way. So here we go. Okay. And then wiggling your upper back so that your shoulder blades are flat against the floor, and you can open the arms. Usually they will be farther away from the body. What you can do, a nice little adjustment here actually, is if you take your hands, right, and well, with the whole arm, but leading with your thumbs, if you turn your arms out and then let your thumbs relax, see kind of like where your arms will end up and where your shoulders will end up. So it'll give your shoulders a little adjustment. So you can do that. Again, turning the arms out. So out, 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 and then relax. And see kind of where it will be. And a little adjustment. And another little adjustment is tuck the chin in, lengthening the lower, the back of your neck, and then relax. And so that will also reposition your neck and your head a little bit. And then just letting yourself rest for a few minutes. Letting your body relax. Letting your mind just kind of stay in the moment. You can see your mind kind of like bobbing on the waves up and down. Gentle, just gentle breeze kind of situation, not storms. So taking a few breaths, letting yourself relax. And as you're lying on the floor, kind of getting ready to come back to the rest of your day, maybe coming up with some intention, a little phrase, something that will refocus you and maybe reframe whatever's happening. Could be, yeah, something positive to do. So maybe a word, again, some kind of focus, mental focus, something that you can repeat to yourself might be a good one. And then starting to breathe in a little deeper into your belly. As you exhale, pulling the belly button down toward the spine. See if you can create a little bit more joy, a little bit more peace in your life. And create that feeling in your body so that then you can embody the joy. And deepening the breath a little bit more, inhaling into the belly, continue to breathe in, also into the chest. Exhaling from the chest, from the belly, pulling the belly button down at the very end of your exhale. And then adding some movement to your fingers and toes. Giving yourself a nice big stretch. You can hug the knees again into the chest. Just a couple of moments. Oh, stretching the body again, coming back. And you're gonna bend those knees. You're gonna roll over to your left side for just a moment. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in here. Well, maybe one more deep breath. And using our hands to push ourselves back up, coming back to a seated position. So we're just gonna sit for a moment, bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Again, taking a nice big breath in. See if you can breathe down into the belly. And pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Trying to relax those shoulders. And bringing to mind the person you care about, or thinking about yourself as if you're looking in the mirror. Or for those extra bonus points, thinking about somebody you don't particularly like. And you can repeat the blessing in your mind or just listen. May you be happy as I wish to be happy. May you be healthy as I wish to be healthy. May you be full of joy as I wish to be joyful. And may you be free from suffering as I wish to be free. Letting that intention for loving kindness sink into the body, into every cell, into the heart, and then radiating it out all around you so that you can feel it and people around you can feel it as well. Feeling your heart connecting to maybe a friend's heart, somebody that you're thinking about, feeling that connection, heart to heart. And we're going to take a nice big breath in and then exhale with a nice ah. Ah. It's supposed to help the nervous system settle down a little bit more. So let's do one more. Blessings. Okay, well, thank you so much for sticking with me, and hopefully we'll have a nice weather next week and we'll do this in person. Okay, bye.